So, how many of you have gone out to a restaurant, looked around at all the other tables, and everybody is sitting there on their cell phone doing this instead of having a conversation with the people that they're eating with? Even a simple, how was your day? What did you do today at school? Or what did you do today at work? Just to get the ball rolling and see where it leads. I know cell phones are an important part of our lives now, but they can create problems in our ability to pay attention, in our relationships, in our ability to communicate. So growing up without portable devices was awesome to me compared to how life works now. Yes, there are some great offerings to having our cell phones. I get my kids can get me any moment of the day, if something was to happen, and I can help them out one way or another. But I don't think everything that they offer us is positive. You know, they affect our attention span, our relationships, both personal and professional, and our communication skills. So let's dive right into our attention when we have our cell phones around. So, Catherine Lee, in Why Too Much Cell Phone Usage Can Hurt Your Family Relationships, says it's not quantity, it's quality. If you're with your child for 5 hours, but you're on the phone constantly during that time, it's not really spending time with her. Memories are made when you give your full attention to your kids and let things happen spontaneously. And yes, grab your phone, take, that perfect picture moment, but then put your phone down and get right back in there and make those memories. We have all tried to carry on a conversation. Oh, sorry. Hold on. I got to, this might be important. Yep. Okay. Sorry. Where was I? Oh, yes. We've all had to try to carry on a conversation with somebody that has their phone. But then their phone dings or rings or whatever and goes off. And then their attention is diverted and they lose track of where they are in a conversation with you. Well, sometimes they can pick right back up where they started off in that conversation. But sometimes they may answer you and have no clue what you asked or what you told them. They may not have a recollection of that conversation at all 5 minutes from now. You know, so those interruptions that our phone might cause can affect the clarity of the message that we're trying to give to somebody or that somebody's trying to give us. And carrying on conversations with the people that we love or the people that we are around are an important part of building and strengthening our relationships with them. So some parents have said that when they are forced to unplug for a few days because of maybe their phone broke or power outage and they can't charge their phone, that they enjoyed how clear their head was, how they could get back to single tasking, and how much easier this made communicating with especially their young kids. Jenny Radsky and Megan Moreno, both MDs, said this in their blog on how to consider screen time for parents. Trying to multitask can create unintended incomplete messages or misinterpretations. According to Emma Seppala, she in her article, What is Your Phone Doing to Your Relationships on greatergoodberkeley.edu, said a set of studies have actually showed that just having a phone out and present during a conversation, say on the table between you, interferes with your sense of connection to that other person, the feelings of closeness experienced, and the quality of the conversation. So, not giving your full attention to, say, your spouse or your child while having a conversation can make them feel very unimportant. Like what they have to say doesn't matter. So these feelings can, that start at home with our small children that watch us. We get bored or whatever, and we get on the phone and we start doing things and not really paying attention to them and teaching them things or playing with them or what have you. It can cause some social awkwardness and some self doubt. So, our ability to be attentive in the world around us might lead us to having a meaningful conversation with strangers. But do we know how to actually communicate anymore? Studies have shown that it makes it difficult for students who rely so heavily on technology to actually communicate to adults in person because they don't quite develop all of the necessary skills to hold or even start a face to face conversation, according to Aaron Stewart's. And cell phone use really affect our communication skills. I've watched people start conversations with someone, and that someone that they start the conversation with backs out, walks away, and 30 seconds later they're texting the person they just saw face to face because they were uncomfortable with that social interaction of being face to face. Always using text messages or IMs can lead to misinterpreted messages. We can't see somebody's body language. We can't hear the tone of their voice. So they may send us a message that is very innocent and we take it as being angry or aggressive towards us. And so many people nowadays use abbreviations while texting. LOL, OMG. And by now, pretty much all of us know what these mean. But you know what? There's so many being made on a daily basis that not everybody gets the message of, hey, this means this. I've gotten so many text messages from my children that I have no clue what the abbreviation means. So I'm asking everybody around me, hey, do you know what this means? Or I'm having to tell my kids, I have no idea what you're trying to tell me. And it's gotten to the point where, especially with kids nowadays, they use these abbreviations so much and such on a regular basis that they now use those in face-to-face conversations. So instead of just laughing at somebody's joke, they say LOL. Since the style of our communication is changing, our ability to give one thing, our undivided attention, is being affected. We're so worried about the phone dinging, that we're constantly listening for it. So our relationships are being affected. Our attention span, the relationships both inside the house and outside the house, and our ability to actually communicate with one another is being affected by our cell phones. I know they have become an important extension of us, but if we really think, step back and kind of think about how you're using your phone and when you're using it. And think about the times that you can actually set it down and not worry about it and spend more quality time with your family, your spouse, your kids, your friends. See what actually happens.